welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. Appreciate your patience here this morning as we got set and ready to go for Wake Up Call inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Cannot thank you enough for being a part of Wake Up Call, and all you have to do by being a part of it is literally knowing Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, there's somewhere you got to be. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, we come to you, right? Because your device is in your pocket. They get you right on here, right? You got your any type of smart device, anything that can get onto the internet, you can find us anywhere in the world on youtube.com and facebook.com, both /wakeupcalldt, and on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. So wherever you are, we come to you, and we appreciate everybody who has come to us and enjoyed the broadcast here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of these Great Lakes Honda City studios. Great Lakes Honda City, there for you. Monday through Saturday, weekly, you can go to Great Lakes Honda City and check out their vast array of new and used vehicles, all different shapes and sizes, from the Accord to the Civic to the Pilot, as well as the Ridgeline, which my dad loves, the CRV, which is my baby. You could go and find all different vehicles for all different needs, for all different families and individuals at Great Lakes Honda City, and find that care and that personalization. I've been going there for over a decade because I don't like going to dealerships. I don't like doing the haggling back and forth and all that stuff. When I go to Great Lakes Honda City, there's people that I know, that I've come to know over the years. If there's an issue like I had with one of my tires that picked up something on the road, I reached out to them. I got right in. They took care of things, and I can't thank them enough for the work that they do. So Great Lakes Honda City, to me, is different because they care. They care about the people. They care about who you are, why you are. And that is there with the general manager. It's there with people on the floor. And I really appreciate that at Great Lakes Honda City. So make your way over there today. Let them know that DT sent you. And you can get more information by going to GreatLakesHondaCity.com. With that being said, here on the broadcast this morning on YouTube, Facebook, and Podbean, you are going to get our trio of signature segments, as you always do. We're going to jump into Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver. That acronym is proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and the fantastic team led by Jimmer Sikowski. And we will be talking about the topic this morning. What is your song? I want to know what your song is. So what is your song? What is that song that you feel like describes you, describes your life, describes who you are as a person, that song that you can always go back to? And sometimes we have more than one, so we'll get into that this morning. Then we'll get into the top dog of the week, proudly presented by K9 Camp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground Dog Boarding, who we've spent many, many years with here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. It's the only place that I would tell you to bring your dog for short and long-term care, and that is K9 Kampground. So get your way over there to the camp and the daycare. K9 Camp Dog Daycare is on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse, and 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse, and right down the road on 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, you will find the Kampground Dog Boarding for longer-term care for your furry, loving friends. Make sure you let them know that DT sent you their way, and I appreciate y'all so very much for that. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, it's time for us to jump into the annoying moment of the week, but not before I let you know at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time this morning, we will be airing our special with Justin Barron. Justin Barron of Syracuse Orange football history is now moving on to the NFL and looking to be drafted in the 2025 NFL Draft, which is not too far away from where we sit here this morning. And he will be on the broadcast. He will be telling his story in the one-on-one special that I'm so proud to have with him that I get to air this morning. So in an all-new Peeling Back the Orange, I get to not only unveil my conversation with Justin Barron, but I get to unveil the new intro, the new video intro, never before seen, that you're going to get this morning here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and I cannot wait to bring that to you. Good morning to Jerry. Good morning to everybody out there. So plenty coming up. Annoying moment of the week, lead, top dog of the week, Justin Barron special, and the all-new Peeling Back the Orange video intro that you've never seen before, which I'm really excited to share with you. So all of that's coming up here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life inside of the Great Lakes Honda City studios. Let's get started.
Dan Tortora proudly brings you...
Is that for real? Are you kidding me?
The annoying moment of the week.
I really, honestly, I don't know how to respond to this.
Presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like.
Do you have to be that crazy? I guess so. The annoying moment of the week here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora from Carvel DeWitt coming to you today. I'm going to say one of them is how you treat a place that's not your home, right? Because I had an example of this yesterday, and, sadly, some people don't take care of things. And I was always taught, treat someone's house like it's your house. Like, go into their home like it's your home. Treat it the same way that you would treat your home. Whatever you would do in your house, you could do in this house. You know what I mean? But because you're supposed to be respectful. You're supposed to care about other people's houses. You're supposed to care about other people's property. You're supposed to do nice things when you're like, if I go to somebody's house, I'm always like, do I need to take my shoes off? And if they tell me no, I still take my shoes off. Because to me, I just feel like it's wrong for me to have my shoes on in your house, because I'm going to be dragging something in your house, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to bring any dirt or snow or whatever into your home, because I respect your home. I'm a guest in your house, and I'm supposed to respect your house like it's my house, right? That goes to place of business. It goes to anything. Like, if somebody's visiting your business or they're visiting your home, they should respect that place. They should be good to that place. They should be thinking, if this was my place, how would I want somebody to act here? Because, some people say, well, Dan, when it comes to this house, and you say, treat it like, treat somebody else's house like I would treat my house. Well, I don't treat my house that well. I'm a slob, I'm this and that, whatever. Well, I mean, you need to check yourself in that case. Something inside of you should go off and say, I should be good wherever I'm at, right? I shouldn't leave like chips on the floor. I shouldn't leave soda on the table without a coaster. I shouldn't be dragging mud all through this house. Just things that you have to think about. And I'm the type of person where I'm all about hospitality, and I'm very low key. I recognize, though, and I don't think people know this, I recognize if you come into my home and you don't respect my home. I recognize if you come into my studio, my office, and you don't respect my studio, or you don't respect my office, my place of business. I pay attention to that. And I pay attention when other people don't respect other people's things. Because then I'm kind of sitting there and I'm like, man, you go in there like that? Is that how you treat your home? Is that how you are? So, to me, that's an annoying moment of the week, because I experienced it yesterday, that we should respect other people's stuff, right? Somebody lets you ride their bike, respect their bike. Somebody lets you, use their car for something. Don't be throwing, wrappers from wherever there and like throwing soda and whatever in the bottom and whatnot. Like, be kind and courteous. So that's an annoying moment of the week for me. Another annoying moment of the week for me, and this is just something that I feel like on the daily, but I want to share it today. People need to stop fighting with each other about everything. Y'all just need to stop fighting about everything. Like, everything, right? America is so polarizing right now, and it's like, if you fight about everything, I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be around people like that. It's just, they want to fight about, well, I don't like the stapler that you're using. I don't like the colored pen that you're using. If this is this, then this is that. I was talking to my brother Isaac. You see him on the show all the time last night, and we do Tortora and Elford together. And him and I were talking, and I said to him, somebody said math was racist. He goes, what the hell does that mean? And I said, right. You know what I mean? Like, people have gone to the nth degree. Like, in the past, there was normal and there was not normal. And we all understood, for the most part, what that is. Now, in 2025, we try to define normal. Well, what is normal? Normal's different to me than it is to you. So I have a different normal. I live in a different normal. Your normal is not my normal. And it's like, I feel like I could feel this coming because when I was broadcasting, I could feel it in myself. I'm like, I used to just say things freely. And then I started saying things and I'm like, why am I defining it? Why am I describing it? And why do I feel like I have to literally defend like these very simple things that I'm saying? It's because systematically over time, our culture has been violated by people that were trying to distort reality. And now we live in a place where like anything can be called anything at any given time. And like my phone is black. And somebody could be like, well, you can't call your phone black. That's racist. And it's like, no, it's not. My phone is black. Black is a color. This is my phone color. It's black. Underneath this, it's blue. Because I have a blue phone with a black case. So if you look closely, you see blue. But if you look here, it's black. And that's what the phone is. Well, you can't call it black. If I think your phone is a walrus, Dan, then it's a walrus. And how dare you tell me that your phone's not a walrus if I think that it's a walrus because I'm looking at your phone and I see walrus, you see phone. And people are like, well, you can't say anything to that person because that's how they see reality. And you can't mess with them. You don't want to affect them in a negative way. You got to be by their side. Get out of here. This phone, no matter who calls it a walrus, ain't never going to be a walrus. And we need to start telling people, adults, not just children, adults, because by the way, we got a screwed up society. That's adults' fault. That's not the kids' fault. Kids are sponges. Kids do what they're told, right? You train a kid to do so. You could train a kid to hate. You could train a kid to love. You can train a kid to be completely out of their mind crazy, thinking this phone's a walrus. Or you could bring them up and say, this is a phone. It's always going to be a phone. See, there were things in our society that were always what they are, right? There's a light above me. It's got a bulb in it. I can't put a snake in there and make it turn on. But society has gotten so crazy. And see, if I said that to somebody, they'd be like, come on, Dan, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, but you're also the same person that told your child that they're a cat. So if your child's a cat, then I can put a snake in my light bulb socket and I can make the light turn on. Because if you believe nonsense, I can believe nonsense. And if you ever want to refute crazy in today's American society, you just put more crazy at it. And then they'll go, nah, Dan, that's crazy. Right. And why are we afraid to talk about that craziness? You know what I mean? Some things are just crazy. Like the stuff that is white that falls and covers my driveway that I have to plow through. It's not cocaine. It's snow. You can snort it and your brain might freeze, but it's not cocaine. It's snow. But Dan, it's white powder and it's falling from the sky. And if I think it's cocaine, then I can put it in bags and sell it. No, you can't. It will melt into water and people will be like, this is not real drugs. And then you're going to be in trouble with those people. That's reality. I mean, we laugh this stuff off, but our society has gotten to a point now where like people can say the sky is orange when it's blue. People could say that snow is, I don't even know what you want to say. They could say snow is hot. Come outside, snow is hot. Lay in it like sand. Well, I'll tell you this right now. Nature's still going to give you frostbite. If you believe it's sand and you believe it's warm, God will remind you that it's not. And the earth will remind you that you will get frostbite. And then when it's frostbite, are you going to tell the doctor that it's still sand or are you going to snap out of it? See, the thing that I don't understand about our society right now is why have people not snapped out of it yet? We started saying that there's not two genders. There's math is racist. Math doesn't have to be 1 + 1 is 2. How do we get to that point? We got to that point because people said gibberish and we don't want to say anything to them. But why and what is this school system now? When we went to school, we were supposed to be educated in English. Right? English taught us literature. It taught us about books. It taught us about ideas. It taught us about our language. Math taught us about addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. History taught us about history. It told us what happened. I'm concerned that teachers at schools now are not saying that Hitler did bad things or Hitler was misunderstood. Either you could be okay. I mean, like, he did some bad stuff, but it's only bad if you believe it is, because bad is relative and blah, blah. No. Could you imagine if a cop saw somebody with a gun pointed to a bunch of people in a mall and he was like, well, I'm only going to save the minorities that have the gun pointed at them. You can kill the white people because society doesn't care about them right now. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if it was reversed? Well, you can kill the Asians, but don't kill the black people. Or you can kill the black people, don't kill the white people. Could you imagine? A cop's job is to see no color. A cop's job is to protect. My job as a broadcaster is to call something out when something is wrong, no matter what it is. And even if I agreed with it, if it's wrong, it's wrong. That's my job. As a broadcaster, as a journalist, is to find the truth. But in a world that wants to pretend like they can't see the truth, they don't know the truth is open to interpretation. And how about guilty until proven innocent, right? They're like, Dan, you said it wrong. No, I didn't. In today's society, if somebody accuses you of something on social media, you're guilty. You're guilty. And then you have to prove your innocence. Do you know how insane that sounds? You're guilty if somebody go online right now and call you a racist, a sexist, a prejudiced, call you all kinds of names, and you would have to defend yourself. Even if there's no sign of anything they've said, you would have to defend yourself because they said it and they've interpreted you that way. So now you got to find a way to refute it. You have to fight for your own side. You realize on Facebook, and I'm saying this so they're probably listening to me. Hopefully they'll be nice to me and they won't punish me like they've done in the past, because we all know that never happens, LOL. But Facebook, somebody claimed to own the rights to a piece of my show. It was 40 seconds of me speaking. It was me in my office, me in my studio, surrounded by my stuff with my voice, and I had to fight Facebook because some idiot somewhere in the world claimed that they had the rights to my vocal cords. And we're talking about freedom of the internet, and we just have things implemented on social media to protect us. Nothing's there to protect us. I still see hate speech. I still see negativity. I still see people being vile. And I also see me having to fight for every video I put up there, every non-copywritten music piece that I put out there nowadays. People go back a year, 3 months. Well, this video, and people just claim copyrights. And you look at who claims the copyright. They're not even real pages. They're not real businesses. They're not real people. They're made up things that in some algorithm or whatever decides they own the rights to that. And then I have to fight it. And if 9 out of 10 of them release me from it and say, you're right, we don't own the rights to this because we're not even a real company and we have nothing to do with that song. Plus, that song says it's public domain. Plus, Dan Tortora, me, only uses music that is not that is public domain music where attribution is not required. So I don't run into this problem. And then I still run into this problem because anybody can lay claim on anything. I did an interview with the Miami Hurricanes, and a giant media corporation claimed ownership of it, and I had to fight YouTube to state that it was me who asked the question, and I have the rights to my own question in my own voice, and I have the right to air that without having to share revenue with somebody else. And then that person that put the claim on it had to be a human, had to be honest, had to be kind, and had to tell YouTube, he's right, we're wrong, we're a giant corporation, and we try to make money off of this man's business. Our apology. You have no idea the amount of things that I have to fight for as a business person on social media, sheerly because of no reason. There's no reason. It's not protection of the internet. It's not freedom of the internet. It is a very strange set of rules that show up sometimes when they feel like it to punish good people for no good reason. And we want to talk about freedom of the internet, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of this and that. No. There's something to be said about a world and about... There's something to be said about freedom when freedom is taken away and you're trying to say, well, we do this for the good of our... What is community standards? What does community standards mean? What does that even mean? Because anytime I break a rule on Facebook by posting my own content by myself, it's me posting my own content. I can get flagged for community standards. I went against community standards by posting my own content on my own page. I went against community standards. And what are those standards? Well, we think you're spamming by putting out my own information. Well, we think that this stuff is false information. Oh, this is false information? It's me talking about my own stuff. How is this false information? You know what I mean? And then I got flagged years ago by talking about a quarterback and using footage that I never claimed to be my own. Using footage of quarterbacks that someone else had stolen from television and put their name on. They still had it on their page. They shared something. I shared what they shared, and I never claimed it to be my own. I just used it to talk about the quarterback. I got flagged for spam. I fought it the first time. I lost. I fought it again. I lost, and I had a warning left on my channel to let me know, don't do this again. So now I feel like I can't show footage of quarterbacks on my show because I'm afraid of what's going to happen to me since I did nothing wrong before and something happened to me. So I have to be concerned for my own livelihood, my own business, my own channel in an era that's called freedom of the internet. In an era where we're supposed to just be putting copyrights in all... We put all these things out here, Dan, to protect you. Really? Because I've never gotten a message that somebody tried to steal my copyright. I've never gotten a message of somebody that's stolen my information, which has happened many times, and did not give me credit. I never got anything about that. I've never got anything on a video, on an audio piece, on a written piece that I did, that someone stole, that they said, oh, Dan, we caught this. We wanted to protect your business. So it's BS. Is BS. You're not protecting me. You're trying to hinder me. I am an original content person. I should not be fighting for my original content. If anything, you should be protecting us. Okay? But they're not. And I got to sit here this morning and think to myself, I just said something on platforms that could be listening, and they could punish me after today. And within the next 3 days, next 3 weeks, next week or whatever, I could turn around and come on this show and tell you, hey, guess what? Because it's happened to me multiple times where I've said something about a company that did something dirty that made no sense. It was completely uncalled for and had nothing to do with protecting anybody's community standards or rights. And I stuck up for myself and I got punished by that outlet. That to me sounds like Nazi Germany. That to me sounds like North Korea. That to me sounds like Russia. That don't sound like America. And again, like I said earlier this week, I'm not going to keep my mouth shut about things that are wrong in society, because if I keep my mouth shut and let myself get punished behind closed doors, and you're sitting here going, wow, Dan hasn't posted anything today. I wonder why. Does he have nothing to say? Does he have nothing new? No, I got plenty of new stuff. They just restricted me and they won't let me do it. And I had to fight through something. I fighting through all these parameters and different things. I've done the same thing every year for many years. And every once in a while, I have to fight for it. I do the same thing 365 days a year. And 6 days a year, I got to tell Facebook and YouTube and, oh, it's okay. I'm not doing anything wrong. I got to tell Instagram, this is my picture. Oh, I own the rights. I put up a picture of my dad and I on his birthday, celebrating his birthday. And Instagram would not allow me to post the picture. They said that it was false information that was misleading. It was a picture of my father and I celebrating his birthday, and they flagged it as false information that is misleading. I don't know what sick human beings are sitting behind these computers, but get a life and be good to good people. And why don't you go after the actual hate speech? Why don't you go after the actual things that are misleading, the things that have been lied to in America for years? Why don't you go after those pieces and those things that don't make sense? Why don't you go after those videos that were said that they were about this, but they were actually about that, that said they came at this date, but it was actually at this date? Why don't we talk about the things that are actually happening in society instead of going after good people that are working hard to make a living that you, for some reason, feel the need to punish? Because I would love to talk to Mark Zuckerberg personally and say, if you attack me again, I'm bringing you to court. I am a man who, I got things on my Facebook that says I don't want to read hates. Like, I have like certain words I don't want to see. So if someone's like, F you, Dan, kill yourself, or they say that about somebody that they're talking to on my page, it blocks it. Because I don't stand for that stuff. I am not the type of person that's going to go out there and spit evil. And when I do step off the line, I correct myself because I was not raised and I do not believe in a God that tells me that it is okay for me to fall off the line 1 time, 2 times, 10 times, as long as it's not every day. When I fall off the line, I got to apologize. So when I'm standing and when I'm out here doing I've told my dad and my mom the things that I've had to fight for on social media. And my parents were like, that doesn't make any sense. But who's here to stop it? What phone number can I call? What email can I reach out to? Some of these places don't even allow you to give a reason. Like when they took my dad's picture down, I couldn't even give them a reason. I just had to send them to them and say, I think this is in error. And then they had to decide what they wanted to do with it. And then they turned around and were like, nope. So now I'm thinking to myself, can I ever put up a picture of me and my father again on Instagram? Women can go on there half naked. People can go out there and say crazy things. But can I put up a picture of my father standing by a Christmas tree on his birthday? Tell me what is right about me being restricted. And I can go see, stuff that should not be out there. I don't know whose children these are, but I look at people out there and I'm saying to myself, I'm like, why would you let your daughter do that? I'm like, oh, that's my friend's that's my friend's little sister. That's somebody I know's little sister, 14 years old, dressed up like a 30-year-old supermodel wearing next to nothing, 14 years old. And I'm like, huh, get that off of the internet. Does her family know that it's even on the internet? But we're not stopping that. That's just somebody expressing themselves. But I can't have a picture with my dad. So what is this freedom of the internet? Because I think we're promoting sex. I think we're promoting violence. I think we're promoting hate speech. And then for some odd reason, on a random day, we're not promoting good people doing good things in the community, trying to make a positive difference. And it sometimes just so happens to be the people that talk about God, morals, and values. Interesting. That's a little bit interesting to me. I'm just saying. I also want to shout out the healthcare industry, but not for good reasons. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and they have something that ails them, right? They get migraines. And my grandmother used to get them, is what my dad told me. I didn't know, but my grandma used to get migraines. And I got like the hint of one time. I got the hint of a migraine one time. And I felt awful for like hours upon hours. Like I could still remember that day. I made myself get sick. Like I was trying to get myself to just throw up because I had tried everything else. I couldn't sleep. I felt like I couldn't move. Everything was bothering me. Everything started in my head, and like I couldn't focus on anything in my life, any part of my body. Like I just couldn't. And I got sick, and then I think I got sick like twice, and then I finally felt better. It started to go away. But it was an awful, awful, awful feeling. So I'm sitting with my buddy yesterday, and he says to me, I suffer from these, like, I can get them at any time. I can get them all the time, and I'm sitting here thinking about him, and then he's like, yeah, you know, they told me, hey, you should try this drug. This drug should work, right? This medication should work for you. And he tried it, and it worked. And now they don't want to approve him to have it. And it's moments like that that make me want to run for president so much more. Because I already do. But it's moments like this that make me want to really, really, really run for president. And you say, why, Dan? And I would say, well, thank you for asking the question. I'll tell you why. Why is because somebody comes to you with an ailment. And I talked about this earlier this week on the show. If I come to you with an ailment, I have faith in you as a doctor that you love and care about people, and you will do anything within legal and moral guidelines to help me get better. And what I realized is, no, they just get you hooked on a drug, and then your insurance won't let you have it. They won't approve you for it. And if they approve you for it, they want you to pay full price. And now this poor kid is like, okay, I'm done with my medication. I get migraines all the time when I don't have this medication. I can't get this medication. They want to put me on this other medication because they either get more kickback from it, somebody, their friend sells it, whatever it may be about why this company wants me to have this, right? This is the one they're pushing. The side effects are terrible. So they want me to risk my health, risk my life, risk my well-being because the thing that works for me, they don't want to cover. This is how I think about healthcare. If somebody has an ailment and you find a moral, positive, healthy way to help that person, and then you strip them of it, shame on you. Right? Could you imagine if a cancer drug worked? And like, let's say there's a cancer drug and in like 70% of patients, breast cancer went away. And then they're like, wow, we got a gold mine here. Let's make this thing really expensive for insurance companies. So whenever an insurance company puts in a claim for it, you got to have a certain type of insurance because it's going to be hard to get, right? We're in high demand because it works. So let's jack up the price so we get money from the insurance company. Then the insurance company says, well, screw this noise. We're not going to be paying for this. So then they tell patients, we can't give you this drug. And they're like, well, I heard it works with 70% of people that have breast cancer, men and women, and it's the best drug out there. Like, I have to get it. I have breast cancer. I want to be alive. You know, I got kids. I got my husband. I want to be here. And they say, ma'am, that's all well and good, but we're not covering you. We're willing to let you die because the price went up and we don't want to pay for it. They're not going to say those words to you. Right? We can't cover you, ma'am. If there is a breast cancer, this is my crazy belief. If there is a breast cancer drug that can cure breast cancer in most people with limited side effects that doesn't cause other issues, give it to everyone that has breast cancer. And let's cure breast cancer. Let's get rid of breast cancer. Let's study why this drug works in getting breast cancer to go away. Because if something can make it go away, maybe that's something that can make it go away. Is that something that we need to make sure that it never happens? I have a crazy belief that if there is a positive, helpful, good, moral way to keep people healthy, that we should take those routes. That we should do everything in our God-given ability to make sure that if someone comes to us tired, poor, sick, weary, that we do everything in our power to make them leave healthy, happy, safe, well, good. If you come to me and you have a pain, I will do everything in my power to make it better. If you come to me and say, Dan, I have a migraine, I don't know how to get rid of it. I am not a doctor. I don't know medicine. I will sit with you. I will look up medicine. I will look up things to do. I will look up remedies. And then everything that I have in my house that allows me to help you, I will help you with. And then when I put that warm compress or that cold compress on you and I elevate your head a certain way, I'll go to the grocery store and buy the other stuff that they said are natural remedies. And we will try everything because nothing inside of me is going to want you to be in pain. That includes someone who would knock on my door that's a total stranger that has a migraine, that's laying on the ground saying, please help me, to a person that I know. Because I do not believe that we should ever leave someone worse or the same as when we found them. I don't want somebody to do that to me. So I think we have a moral, ethical obligation to help other people every time. I'm not saying you got to throw all your money at the guy that's standing on the corner. I'm not saying you got to open your door to somebody that says my car broke down the street, because that's terrifying. Well, Dan, you just said you would open your door to someone that's a total stranger. Okay, within reason is what I'm talking about here. If you came to my doorstep and you said, hey, can I come in for a minute? No. Because in today's society, no. Nope. I don't want to be cut up and made to be a lampshade. Absolutely not. But people like me who would want to help a stranger, it's really sad that that's what society has become. Right? Remember when your neighbor who you didn't know could knock on your door and be like, hey, can I come in for a minute? I'd love to talk with you, and welcome to the neighborhood. I brought over a pie. And you're like, sure. Now if somebody comes over with a pie and stands on your doorstep that you don't know, you're like, what type of demon lives inside of this person? And are they going to try and kill me today? Right? Remember when it used to be like somebody came over with a pie and you're like, this is a normal person. And now when someone comes over with a pie, you're like, there's a knife hidden in that pie. And when I turn my back, they're going to reach in that pie and stab me to death. Right? But we think that now. Because society has done these crazy things. We have a moral obligation to help other people. No, Dan, it's a choice. It's a choice. I don't have to. I can do whatever I want. Okay, yeah, and you could talk to God about it when you're done with your life. You could talk to God about how everybody that came to you tired, sick, poor, weary, you said, screw you, I don't care, not my life, not my problem. Every time somebody tells me that they're going through something, I'm like, I got to add that person to my prayer list. My prayer list is so long right now that I feel bad when I ask God for it. I'm like, God, I'm sorry. I'm asking you for so much every single day. It used to be one or two things. Now I got to ask you for 45 things. The healthcare industry is a racket. It's a racket. You know, I got pain in my teeth. I think it's affecting my nerves. I think it's affecting my muscles in my face. I think it's affecting my bones around this. I feel like it's affecting my sinuses. I feel like it's affecting my head, my temples, my ears. Yeah, Dan, we could take care of it for you. It's got to be over $3,000. We'll see if your insurance wants to cover it. Then they send it to my insurance, and then my insurance could go, yeah. Or my insurance could go, we'll cover $100. Or my insurance could go, nah. I would almost meet my deductible if my insurance stepped up. This is not an elective surgery. This is not I want to take these teeth out because I want to blah, blah. No, I'm in pain. It don't make sense. It's been bugging me for years. I don't know what else to do. And I'm hoping that this will be a remedy to many things and that I don't have 10 things going on, but that it's just this one. I was told by one dentist, he goes, you speak for a living, don't speak for a month. Go on vacation, go down to Florida, don't say anything to anybody, don't do your job for a month. That was his remedy. Don't speak to a broadcaster. That was his remedy. Ain't that something? I can't do that, obviously. And even if I could, I don't want to. I love my job. This is fun for me. I get excited to wake up in the morning and talk with you and turn this microphone on. I find it a privilege. So when my body is hurting, I will do everything in my power to get better. And when I come to you and I ask you, help me, why has everything got to be that much? I went to the doctor one time because the business I was working for was nervous about my heart was like jumping, and they were nervous. And they said, we're not asking, we're telling you, you have to go to the hospital. They sent me to the hospital. I didn't have anything with me. I think I had to have somebody bring me stuff. I was in Florida. My family wasn't there. And they sent me to the hospital. They ran blood. They had me do a stress test running on a treadmill, and they had me sleep overnight. My bill was like $9,000 or $10,000. $9,000 or $10,000 to run on a treadmill attached to a machine, to have blood drawn 2 or 3 times, and to sleep in a somewhat not really, but it's okay bed. Away from all my things, away from my comforts, away from where I feel safe, $9,000. Who comes up with these prices? Who comes up with these prices? And why do I have dental insurance when they're like, no. So, no. He doesn't have the right. I mean, he's got it, but he doesn't have the right one. If he wants the right one, he got to pay some more. He got to change it. And if he changes it now, it's after you said that he needed this. So the new place isn't going to take it. So it's not even going to matter. Might as well just stay here because that's a new claim. But it's with an old thing and it's a pre-existing. No. For the amount of money that I've paid into health insurance over the years, if I, God forbid, need your help, do your job. Don't charge me more money. I sent you thousands and thousands and thousands. You know what I realized in healthcare, in Obamacare, which is insane, by the way, because it doesn't make any sense and it changes all the time. And you could put the same numbers in and it could benefit you and then it could hurt you 2 years later. I was overpaying for my health insurance because there was no visible drop-down menu to put in my expenses. I could only put in the money that I make, and nobody told me that if there's nothing there to put in expenses, then you just deduct the expenses from the money that you make, and you just put that total in there instead. Because I was honest. I said, this is how much money I make, but there was nowhere to put in expenses. So they taxed me on that, or they charged me on that money. They premiumed me on that money, on the money that I made, but that wasn't the money I was taking home. That was gross. That wasn't revenue. There was nowhere to differentiate. And nobody told me until years and years later. And I said to the woman, I've been overpaying for health insurance like insane. Am I going to get any of that money back? She laughed. She goes, we don't do that here. We don't do that here. So you guys got a ton of money for no good reason. And I'm not getting it back. And then when I actually needed you, yeah, we ain't covering none of that. Good luck. That's the health industry. Somebody needs to investigate them. 100%. 1,000,000%. You want to find waste? Investigate healthcare. I'm not saying there's not good people working in healthcare. And I'm not saying that there's not good doctors and good nurses and caring people. I'm saying the rich get richer and the poor stay sick. We need to fix that. So, because it's stupid and it's ridiculous. And the fact of the matter is, if you have a disease and somebody else has a disease, and there's an experimental drug out there that could save your life, rich people, they're going to stay alive. Everybody else, well, you may not make it. And I have this crazy belief that if you make $10,000 a year or $1 million a year and you have cancer, you have HIV, you got whatever, you should get the same drug and have the same opportunity to live, because we should preserve life at all costs and do everything we can to keep someone alive and healthy and well. Isn't that a crazy belief? Jerry said he'll take over for me if I had to take a month off. Welcome to the Philly show. Oh, Jerry. Well, Philadelphia would like you for a minute, and then if they lost, they'd be booing you too, Jerry. They boo the messenger. You know that. I'll take a step aside for a fast break. This has been the Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt. You know what isn't annoying? Going to Carvel DeWitt and getting those awesome flavors all throughout the year. Winter, spring, summer, and fall, it doesn't matter. Their flavors are amazing. Their flavors are unique. The way that Carvel does what it does is unlike any other place that I've ever gotten ice cream, and I've ever gotten an ice cream cake. Go to Carvel DeWitt, the longest standing Carvel franchise in America. That's right. In our community in Central and Upstate New York, we have the OG Carvel DeWitt franchise. Go and see them today. Get the DT Dolphin, my Sunday. Mint chocolate chip, green for the Lemoyne College Dolphins. hot fudge, whipped cream, cherry, green and gold sprinkles, and a chocolate dolphin jumping out of your whipped cream. Enjoy that today at Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. We'll be back after this with Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad Lib, and Deliver, proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpaspopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma and Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Rd in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
And a welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. We appreciate you being here every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time inside of the Great Lakes Honda City studios. You can find out more by going to greatlakeshondacity.com. And of course, for sales and service, they are open Monday through Saturday on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. With that being said, it is time for Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad Lib, and Deliver. The acronym here, proudly presented by the wonderful team at Chick-fil-A Cicero, led by Jimmer Sikowski. And today's topic, what's your song? What is your song? Do you have a song that you go to when you're happy, when you're sad, when you need a little pick-me-up? What's that song? What is that song that speaks to you? Right? It's also another thing for me to say, when I say, what is your song? It could be the one of like, which one describes you? Which one shows people like who you are and what you're about? What's that song that you're like, yeah, you know what? That's my anthem. That's me. That's who I am. That's what I'm about. I want to know what your song is. I want to know that thing that just describes you. So you say, well, Dan, what's your song? And I would say, well, I've always been somebody who loves and wants to help others and wants to believe. I've always been somebody who wants to find that special love in my life. And so I would say a song that I connect with a lot is Don't Stop Believing, because I haven't. You know, I'm a city boy. I wasn't born or raised in South Detroit, but, you know, I want to believe that I could take that midnight train going anywhere. And just a small town girl living in this lonely world, she could take that same midnight train going anywhere. And then we could cross paths. So I think, you know, knowing that more than anything else growing up in my life, I wanted to fall in love, have a beautiful, wonderful woman in my life inside and out, and have a family with her, I would say Don't Stop Believing. That's a song. You know, there's a song that was played on, and I gotta ask Damon Wayans Sr. how he pulled this off, but he's got a TV show, a sitcom of a podcast, and they play music, like copywritten music. Like I said, I'm sitting here fighting every single video that I possibly put out. If some random shell nothing page that you click on it and there's nothing there, there's no pictures there, there's no information there, claims some rights to some song that I use that's non-copywritten, that is public domain, that says no attribution is required, and I have to fight for it. And then I'm watching a sitcom where Damon Wayans Sr., he's running a podcast and he's playing copywritten music, like music that we know. And I was like, how can he do that? Right? I feel like I can't even play 10 seconds of a song. You don't own that. I mean, for goodness sakes, what did I tell you before in the annoying moment of the week? Somebody tried to take ownership of my voice. Let me tell you something. You use me for AI or anything like that, I'm going to sue you. Okay? Believe that. So, but, you know. But on the show, he was on the podcast, he played a song for his friend that passed away. And I would love to be able to do this. I remember when Tony Bennett passed away, when the singer passed away, I said, I'm going to play a clip of his music. And I prefaced it knowing all these crazy, wild rules that make absolutely no sense because they don't think about, no one's trying to make money off of this. No one's trying to steal this. I literally said the words, I want to play this song to honor the life of a man that I appreciate, the life of somebody that my dad went to see, the life of somebody that my dad really liked. I want to just play this as a tribute to this person who has passed away, as a brother in Christ, and I just want to show love. And I played a few seconds, and then it was like, no, doesn't matter anything you said. We heard the song. Look at you trying to make money off of Tony Bennett. How dare you? I wasn't trying to make money off of Tony Bennett. Because I would love to play music. You think I wouldn't love to do that? In and out of breaks, play something for you that you recognize, that's noticeable, that's funny, that's pertinent to what I'm talking about. You think I wouldn't love to do that? You think there's things that I wouldn't love to do video and audio wise to accentuate my show even more? But I'm concerned of doing them because I don't want to get flagged and blocked and stopped and have the video taken down because this is my hard work. But there's all these restrictions on people that are not trying to do anything bad. So we either need to look at the laws, look at the algorithm, look at the people that are sitting behind the computer, whatever is going on that's telling them this is bad and this is good when that ain't right. Sorry, I said I don't like saying or on the show or when I'm speaking in general. We need to do something to fix this because something's broken on the internet. Right? People were stealing music all over the place. And now, and I see people playing clips and not giving, I don't see any credit. I don't see any credit they don't say anything in their show. There's nothing written in the description to give credit when they take video. And this is take a video from Disney, take a video from Marvel, take a video from DC. I don't see people giving, I shouldn't say anybody, but I don't see people giving credit. And they got 3 million followers and they're not giving any credit for this or giving any credit for that. And they're playing this and they're playing that. And I'm sitting here scratching my head going, how are they getting away with it when I played B-roll of somebody's video, of a video that they took from somewhere else that they didn't give credit to? And they put their logo on it. And I'm just trying to talk about this quarterback. And I thought it would be nice because growing up, I watched B-roll and I learned about B-roll in school. So why I, as a professional broadcaster, can't use B-roll is beyond me, especially when I give credit to that B-roll. And if at any given time I didn't give credit, if I didn't write on there, that's because I forgot to write it on there or I forgot to say it. And then right after the show, I'm like, oh crap, let me put that in the description. Hey, this doesn't belong to me. At no given time did I ever say that's mine or try to get away with murder. You know what I mean? And so I would love to play songs, but I don't, because the non-copywritten, no attribution, public domain music that I play within my show has gotten flagged so much that I've literally, like a robot, just gotten used to hitting button, 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 description, send, knock it off. So on Damon Wayans, the show on Papa's House, which I think is a good house, and I think it's a good house. Yeah, I do. I think it's a good show. I think you should watch it. And because it reminds me of sitcoms when I was growing up as a kid. They're really funny, but they're real, and there's a message in every show. And it reminds me of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It reminds me of like Family Matters. It reminds me of those moments where you just really feel like somebody's trying to teach something. Boy Meets World, with like that father-son dynamic. So to definitely watch the show Papa's House. I don't get anything for you watching it. I just think you should. I like Damon Wayans Sr. I like Damon Wayans Jr. I like the show. Well, so Damon Wayans Sr., a.k.a. Papa in the show, he said, you know, his friend passed away. He said, I want to honor Leon. So he said, this for you. And he hits the button and it plays One Sweet Day by Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men. And that's another song that I would say is a song of mine, because I do believe in heaven. I do believe that there is life after this. I do believe that our loved ones are not gone. And so One Sweet Day, that song hits me some kind of way. And when I saw it on the show, I got emotional. You know, I started to get emotional because that song just hits me some kind of way. So I would say that song. I would say Can You Stand the Rain by New Edition. And because I really get in my vibe when I'm listening to that song. I would say Visiting Hours by Ed Sheeran, which is kind of like One Sweet Day. The lyrics, I wish that heaven had visiting hours. And so that I could come there and I could bring you the news that she's getting older. And I wish that you met her. You know, everything that I'm teaching her, I got it all from you. And it makes me think of my G mama. So, you know, I would say there's certain songs that stick out to me, but I want you to think about that today, because we all need resets, right? We all need those moments where we need to just like relax and get back to being who we are, get back to being us, because we kind of lose that for a second, and we need some help getting back there, and you want to do it in healthy ways. So my question to you is, what is your song? What's the song that just helps you to cry when you need to cry, laugh when you need to laugh, smile when you need to smile? You hear it and you can smell the smells and see the things, and everything comes back to you like you're living in that moment. What is that song that brings you back to that place, that gives you that moment, right? That positive, good moment. I want to know. I want to know. Because that matters to me. And it should matter to you. Because something as simple as that you might not even think about in your life, there are ways to reset yourself that don't cost a penny. There are ways to speak to your heart and speak to your mind, speak to your soul, and get you right that don't cost money. So I want to know what the one is for you. Fax Porcupine on Podbean said, everybody hurts. Yeah, we do. We got to be there for each other. Speaking of being there for each other, I got someone who's been there for a lot of people. and I'm about to announce them as the top dog of the week. We're going to do it right after this. This has been Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver. What is your song? It's time for the top dog of the week now. Top dog of the week, proudly presented by the fantastic team at Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. The only place that I would tell you to bring your dog for short and long-term care. Get yourself over to Canine Camp Dog Daycare on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse, right off of Bridge Street, right across from BJ's. You can see it from the road there on Bridge Street. Head over to 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse for the daycare, and for the campground, it's right down the road on 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse for long-term care for your dog. Every single dog gets their own lodging. They have their own cabin. So that's where their food is. That's where their water is. So you don't have to worry about any of the dogs taking anything away or this dog not having enough nourishment and whatnot. They have everything that they need. And all you got to do is call up and make sure that you get a cabin reserved because they go quickly. The daycare is 315-437-7110. That's 315-437-7110. You can get more information by going to K-9KAMP.com for the daycare. For the campground dog boarding, you can call 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013 to get in touch with them. And, of course, you can go to KAMPground.com for more information for Canine Campground Dog Boarding. Make sure you support them. My top dog of the week is the owner of Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Campground Dog Boarding. So she is going to be moving forward. She put out a post here, so someone that's worked for her for a long time is going to be taken over. And I don't want to miss the beat and miss the moment of thanking Lorraine Perry, who's still going to stay involved and still going to be there. Her son Chad is out there doing his thing within this company as well. They believed in me way, way back early on with my company, and I cannot thank them enough for their love and their support and their kindness and their generosity and their time and their belief and their trust. So I want to give a lot of love to Lorraine Perry, who has been absolutely incredible. She is my top dog of the week because she is a wonderful person. She asks for nothing. She gives all the time. She gives to you when she has nothing for herself. She gives to you when life is hard. She gives to you when she doesn't know what to do. And I cannot thank her enough for being good to people, for being kind, for being compassionate, for being compassionate and caring. I said comparing because I was saying compassionate and caring in my head. I think so, or somebody was just throwing up random words in my brain. But compassionate, caring, kind, hospitable. She makes you feel safe. And when you drop your dog off, you aren't sitting there like, I got to call every second. I got to know what's going on. I got to know my dog's okay. When I dropped Lily off with Lorraine, I knew that Lily was always taken care of. I knew that Lily was safe. I knew that Lily was well. I knew that Lily was loved. And I know if I ever needed Lorraine, that I have Lorraine there. And so I'm excited for what's to come here. I'm excited for Lorraine to take some time for herself and go, spend some time enjoying her life and making the most of her life because, she's been through adversity. She's been through tough times, and I want nothing but the best for Miss Lorraine Perry. And I want to congratulate and show a lot of appreciation for who's taken over. So for Lena, I'm excited for the opportunity that we can have together to work together. I'm excited to learn about you and your why. But you worked with Lorraine, so you've worked with one of the best people that God has put on this planet, one of the kindest people, one of the most giving, charitable people that I know. So all I can say is good things about Lorraine. She is a trooper. She is amazing. Her husband would be proud. Her family is proud in heaven and on earth. Those dogs and those dog owners, They have felt safe and hopefully peace of mind. There's a lot of people in business that are just looking to make money, looking to cut corners, looking to do things a certain way to get ahead. I've never seen Lorraine that way. I've seen her as somebody who tries, who cares, who would make sense in any generation because her time, her effort, her enthusiasm, and her genuine heart. When you lead with a pure heart and good intentions, you cannot do wrong. Right? If you're leading with a pure heart and good intentions, you have nothing to apologize for. And Lorraine Perry is one of those people that I think needs to know she's loved, she's respected, and she's honored. Because the Top Dog of the Week is a segment I created with her companies. And it would be wrong of me to not turn around and make her the Top Dog of the Week, because I created this segment to honor good people, teams, organizations, to honor people that are doing good in this world, bringing God to this world, bringing faith to this world, bringing kindness to this world, bringing empathy to this world. And Lorraine is an example of somebody who is there every time, consistently. I don't know how this woman does what she does, but I thank God for people like her every day because they remind me of the people that raised me. So Lorraine, today we honor you. We send you love. And I hope that the next chapter of your life is the best one and that you've just gotten started. For Lena, I can't wait to talk with you and hear all about why you do what you do. And God bless you, and understand that this vision that Lorraine had and this beauty that she's created, this safe space for our dogs, short and long term, I pray that in your hands it only gets better, it only grows, and it only blossoms into something even better for the dogs and better for the dog owners. Because we need more good people taking care of people, taking care of animals, being there for each other. So to Lena, to Lorraine, God bless, and shout out to the Top Dog of the Week here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. We'll take a step aside for those of you here for Justin Barron's special. It's coming up right after this fast break inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios on Wake Up Call. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you. Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
All right, you need to come out here and get yourself the Brooklyn Pickle. I was talking about this with one of my buddies. I was like, yo, there's no better sandwich in the state of New York than the Brooklyn Pickle. And now that I found out that they're going down to North Carolina, we are taking over your taste buds everywhere you are, wherever you're going to be. You need to get yourself out to the Brooklyn Pickle. Pinehurst, you just realized that you found yourself the best sandwich shop that you're ever going to have. This is a glorious moment. It's a blessing to your community. You're welcome. Brooklyn in the house, baby. Go over to the Brooklyn Pickle. You already know what it is.
You heard the man. Head to Brooklyn Pickle Pinehurst on 1788 Old Morgantown Road in Southern Pines, North Carolina. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for a very special conversation inside the Great Lakes Honda City studios. And of course, Great Lakes Honda City, as I am traveling here, and this man's been traveling as well. Justin Barron's going to be with me in just a second, picture in picture, and we'll have the opportunity to have this conversation. And appreciate you all for your love and support, for all that you've given to not just Justin Barron, but to all of the Syracuse Orange football alumni as they get set for the upcoming 2025 NFL Draft. Of course, the Great Lakes Honda City Studios on the road. I'm inside of my 2025 Honda CRV as we welcome Justin. Justin, how are we doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And Justin, you've played different positions under Dino Babers' defense. We had you as that rover. And so I said, you were written down as a defensive back. But in my opinion, I'm like, he can play linebacker. He can shift. And when Marlo Wax Jr. went down, I said to myself, if he's going to shift into this role, he's already kind of shown that he could do it. So I was writing you down as a DB/linebacker before you were written down specifically as that. So can I call myself Nostradamus in that case? Is that fair?
Yeah, go ahead.
So bring me into it. I mean, the fact that you've played different roles here in different defenses, what does that say to the NFL about your ability as a DB and or a linebacker?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about it is that, it's what can you do? And the more you can do, the more valuable you are. I wish I would have had an offseason at linebacker to actually train it, but, I was kind of thrown into the fire in the unfortunate way that it happened, But I think it just goes into the preparation of not only me as a player, but like the staff and how good of a job they did helping prepare me in the short time that we had to get ready for that next game. Like it was that quick.
Here we go again. So we're good. Keep going.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's what it comes down to, is that the staff helped me get prepared really quick. And, and the way that I learned football and how quickly I think I can learn stuff, it made it a little bit easier.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, you learned it so quick. You didn't have an off season at linebacker. You literally had to do it from 1 week to the next. How did they prepare you? How did they, I mean, I guess being a rover and knowing that that's not your typical, safety or secondary member, so you kind of have like linebacker tendencies. Is that something that helped you because you were in that rover star position?
Yeah, I definitely think the past experiences playing, around the box, I guess you could say, helped me once I actually, came down in there full time. But, with me, I think it's like I'm kind of obsessive over this. Like this is all I do. So even when I'm playing safety or playing rover, like I like knowing what everyone else is doing, because it makes my job easier. Because then I know where I have to be and when I have to be there. So I think that really helped as well. But when the first game I was at Packer, we switched to that 3 down front. So there were kind of some similarities, which was helpful, obviously, because I've been used to that in the past. But obviously it's a different D coordinator and different defense.
Yeah, and for you, I mean, going through those changes, going through the D coordinator change, you went through that multiple times at Syracuse and multiple times under Dino Babers and then under Fran Brown. How did you adjust to the fact that, I mean, we look back on your time as a member of the Orange, and it wasn't one D coordinator, it wasn't 2 D coordinators. You're having multiple different, and granted, there is some like similarities with the defensive scheming under Babers from one guy to the next, but how did you kind of find a way to live through it, grow through it, and still evolve and progress despite the fact that you had different voices leading the defense?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, obviously there was 3D coordinators, but the one thing that, stayed the same is that the faces on the team, right? So they all still look to the same people for that leadership. And, when they have questions, they're going to go to the same people to ask those questions. And, thankfully I took on that role being one of those guys because, that's how I learned when I first got there. I would ask Garrett, I would ask Mikkel, I would ask all those guys. And then once they left, it was me and Marlo left. Um, so, we had to take on that role. And I think that honestly helped me learn defense faster because I knew I had to learn it faster because people were going to be coming to me with questions.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, having those same personnel, there's the square peg round hole thing, right? Where some coaches come in and say, this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm doing no matter what. I don't care who my personnel is. And then there's building around your personnel. This season that you had with Fran Brown, how did you see the building around the personnel as far as what they wanted to do and how they wanted to do it, knowing that they had guys like yourself that had been there for so long?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I think you see it every week, with the game plan. Every week we had a whole new defense, it felt like, or just at least a whole new scheme. So, Coach E and Coach Rob and Coach Shafe and all those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they did a great job every single week putting together a different game plan, whether it was the 4 down front, 3 down front. Like you saw, we went back and forth, and even some games we would do both. So, just their ability to have been places other than Syracuse and be able to learn and adjust to the game style of the ACC, it speaks volumes about them and their coaching styles.
Elijah Robinson caught some flack during the season as D coordinator. I have respect for him. I got to talk with him going into the season. What can you say about what he did leadership-wise for you?
He changed the entire defense. And just especially for the young guys coming in, because those are the ones who even the guys who might not play right away or, think they're the best players in the world coming out of high school. And then it's that wake-up call that we all have when we get to college, right? So, Coach E's steadiness and being the same person every day is really helpful to us as players, right? Like it's someone you can go to every single day, no matter what happens, and he's gonna treat everybody the same, and be real about it, which is one of the most important things that you look for as a player from your coach. Is that he's gonna be honest, because you don't want to go up there and ask, "Hey, coach, why am I not playing as much as I want to?" and just have him lie to you, and then you don't see it. So having a guy like Coach E it was a blessing for sure.
I want to make it known that you just shamelessly plugged the name of the show here on Wake Up Call by saying it within your answer. So thank you for that, Justin.
Cool.
So, but looking at Coach Shafe, you mentioned him as well, just what he did for you and how he helped you excel at your craft.
Yeah. So when I was, I had that whole spring ball and fall camp at that star position in defense. And even then, me and him would always talk about the next level and where I fit in and, just being able to separate myself. So we would always talk about not even just the safety room and knowing that position, but knowing, the linebackers in the D line and knowing all the responsibilities. So he honestly helped make it a lot easier for me, that transition, just by teaching me all that stuff before I even had to know it.
So going into this Senior Bowl and then coming out of it, just what you could say about that experience, that opportunity to be in the Senior Bowl, and what you thought you left on the field for NFL scouts at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, again, it was a blessing to be able to be there like that. The environment was surreal. It's something you dream about. You see all the kids when you're in high school getting invites to that and playing the game, and it's that's what I want to do when I get to that point. So, that's something that I've dreamed of, and I'm beyond thankful for the opportunity that I got to play in it. But, for me, the biggest thing from that week was just being able to go out there and show that I can compete and dominate with the best of the best, not even just compete, but be able to stick out and dominate. People always try and talk down on the ACC and say that all these other conferences are better, but, when you get out there and play with them, you're able to show otherwise. And you asked about what I want to show to NFL scouts. It's that I can play that linebacker position full time. But the background that I have from playing safety and being in the slot, it only helps me when I move into the box, when I'm covering tight ends or running backs.
So for you, Justin, I mean, is there something that, I mean, when talking with the NFL, if and when you have, is the conversation, we see you as a safety, we see you as a hybrid, we can see you at linebacker. What have they shared with you as far as where their expectations are of you? Because I know that you see yourself as multiple and I see you as multiple. What have you heard from them?
Yeah, a lot of the questions have been, where do I see myself fitting in? And I like to say around the ball, around the football. But honestly, I think at the next level, I think it's going to be that linebacker spot. Just with how the game's changing and, you know, the ability, a lot of linebackers have come from the safety rooms now in today's game, being able to run sideline, and cover. Um, but I don't have a preference. I just want to play. And that's how I've always been. And you could see it from my college career, going from receiver to DB to linebacker to being on special teams to being a holder. Like I just want to be on the field and win.
Yeah, and the fact that you did all of that, people get knocked sometimes for special teams, and they're like growing up as a kid, they're like, oh, if you're on special teams, it's because you're not good at this position on offense or not that good on defense. But to me, special teams, that's not the case, especially with Fran Brown. We saw yourself, Fadil Diggs. I mean, there's guys that were willing to be on it. Marlo Wax throughout his career, like guys wanted to get on the field, stay on the field. What can you say to your experience on special teams and why that should be something the NFL should look at?
Yeah, I mean, I think I got almost 1,000 reps of football from playing just special teams, and especially as a young guy, like again, you have that wake up call when you get there. Again, quoting your show, but it's
I love that.
it's kind of like you just want to try and find a way to get on the field and impact the game, in any way that you can. And for me, that was special teams my first year. So and I ended up being pretty good at it. And then played it throughout my entire career. And in NFL, obviously, they put a lot of pride in those guys who can play in special teams, and you're expected to, especially with the roster being even smaller. You got to be able to play special teams.
Now, you and I have had the opportunity to build our relationship over the years, seen you on the field, off the field. We've bumped into each other in the community before. I know you as somebody who's always a nice guy, always humble, always willing to, say hello to people and whatnot. How have you kept that about yourself? Because we've seen this evolution of the me mentality in collegiate athletics and college football. Why are you so humble? Why are you so kind? I mean, I pay attention to that because you can be talented on the field, but I look at the character of the human being. And to take just our relationship purely in my back and forth with you over the years, you have always treated me with respect, always given me a second, even if it's a handshake or how you doing. And I want to say thank you for that first and foremost, because it speaks to who you are as a person. But why have you stayed that way?
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, but I think the biggest thing for me, I remember being like those kids asking for autographs or high fives when I was watching UConn games as a kid. Like I remember being that kid, and I see myself in them. And if me giving them a high five or a handshake or a glove or signing an autograph is something that's going to make them, want to pursue their dream even more, then who am I to say no and take 2 seconds out of my day to do that? Like I remember high-fiving Andre Dixon before a UConn game, and I told my dad I wasn't going to wash my hand ever again. But little stuff like that, and then even just like being able to give back in the community, like that means so much to me. I mean, there's certain areas of Syracuse that struggle a little bit with that, and as a football player, we have a platform that a lot of people don't have, and we're able to step forward and be able to give back and be able, like, even just going around and taking pictures with people. Like, you have no idea how much that's going to change someone's day or week or month. Like, you have no idea. So being able to have the platform to do that means the world to me.
Well, they say winners get washed, and Fran has been able to get washed. Have you washed your hand since shaking Andre Dixon's hand?
Yeah, I probably watched it that day still, but at the moment, it was probably one of the coolest things that ever happened to me.
What is it like having a head coach like Fran Brown, where he can say something? Because I was in the room that day. I was at the press conference where he said, you know, if I lose a game, I don't take a shower. I don't let myself take a shower. I sleep on the couch. You know, like I kind of make myself sit in it and feel it. When he said that, I understood what he meant. And I think you know this about me. I'm not your typical media person. So when you guys talk and you joke, I understand it. Other people run with it. They make it something it's not. Well, I love Fran's clapback because in a way, Fran was kind of Kendrick Lamar in the fact that when the media took this as like, oh, he doesn't take a shower and they're talking about it for days. And what does that say? And what about your wife and this and that? And then he made an entire brand of clothing called Winners Get Washed. What's it like to have a head coach that will take the media twisting his words and then he'll twist it into something positive?
Yeah, that's one thing I will say. He's very, I guess you can say, in tune with the younger generation. Like he knows how we all act, and you know he's able to turn that switch on and off when he's around us. But one thing I will say about him is that whatever he says he's going to do, he gets it done. You know that's with anything inside or outside of football, and that's something that I've seen grow true over the past, you know, almost year now. That actually probably a little longer than a year, right? But yeah, I mean, that's the thing that I've seen grow true throughout the entire time.
Has he been helpful? Have the coaching staff been helpful with that bridge to the NFL for you?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, specifically Coach Rob Wright is someone that I talk to a lot. Like my linebacker coach is like, I'll just call him whenever. You know, and then Coach Ryan Berry too. He was in the defensive side of the ball, obviously, but he was in the linebacker room too. He came with Coach Rob from Buffalo. Those two guys, you know, anytime I just want to like go through a play or, you know, drop a defense, those are the two I'm going to. You know, and I appreciate them a lot because they always take time out of the day just to do that stuff. You know, so it means the world to me too.
Well, for you, I mean, being well-rounded, you also made the decision to stay in Syracuse and not get into the transfer portal. Why did you believe in Fran's message? And hindsight 2020, do you think it was the best thing for you and your future in the NFL to stay in Syracuse, having now had that season?
Yeah, so the first part of the question, I felt like I've told this story so many times, but, you know, Coach Fran's message, you know, and his vision for not only me, but for the team. You know, obviously we fell a little short of that goal at the end of the day, which was the national championship. But, you know, 10-3 in his first year is not bad at all. You know, and I wish we were able to do more, but, you know, his vision and my goals lined up, you know, so, I mean, that was really what sold me. But, you know, what was the second part?
Hindsight 2020, now that you
decision?
stayed throughout that season. Yeah, was it the best decision for you when you look at now trying to make it to the NFL?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, it gave me the opportunity to play that linebacker position where, you know, in old defenses, I was kind of in that tweener spot, that rover role. So, you know, being in a defense that NFL teams run, I think was very helpful for me in showing that I can play and be successful in it.
Have you gotten to talk with NFL teams, and would you like to divulge? I mean, have you had workouts? Have you had conversations? What has the schedule been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to tell you what teams, but I have had conversations. There's no workouts yet. All that stuff is kind of after pro day, at least to my knowledge.
Yeah.
But, you know, I have had conversations, and I like to think they've gone well. You know, I hope they have, but, you know, I'm kind of just being myself in these interviews and, you know, hoping that my knowledge of the game and my versatility and everything that I bring to the table kind of sells them on me.
How long with these NFL teams, how long are these conversations typically, and what questions have they asked you that kind of resonate with you?
Yeah, it depends on the team, depends on, you know, how much they know about you already, but like, I don't know, a lot of the questions are just really base stuff, just trying to get to know you as a person, as a football player. But, you know, they're worried about what you do outside of football, right? Like you're not just a football player for them. Like it's a contract now. You know, they're paying you to do this, and their reputation lays on what you do as well. So
mid-March pro day, you'll be back at Syracuse. What have you heard about kind of what the expectation is of who's going to be there? I know Coach Hicks does a tremendous job of being a bridge to the NFL, and he has, and I've been there when he's gotten every NFL team or darn near every NFL team. So what have you been hearing about pro day?
Yeah, I haven't honestly. It's my honest answer. I haven't been too much in tune with it, or too worried about it. I'm just kind of head down grinding. And I think that's the same with everyone who's getting ready for a pro day. Um,
So,
Go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, so for you, head down grinding regimen for you, post Senior Bowl, what is the day to day for you like? What does a week look like? What are the things that you're focusing in on and keying in on to create those habits that you think are going to be most beneficial to you for when pro day comes around?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if everyone else is doing this, but like we're working out 6 days a week where I'm training. We're on the field in the morning doing either linear stuff or multi-directional and then position work, and then you got your little break for physical therapy or correctives or whatever it may be, and then you get lunch and you have a lift. But this is our life now. It's not like we have class or anything to go to, so we're here all day at the facility, and it's what we signed up for. We got a nutritionist, we have a chef, meals catered, everything that you expect it to be. That's exactly what it is. It's long days, short nights, at least I could say.
Where are you working out?
I'm down in Florida.
Down in Florida? Okay. So are you working out with people that you know, people that you played against? Is there any familiarity where you are?
Yeah, there's a couple faces that we played against. I'm not going to share this person's information because I don't know if they'd want me to, but like there's a bunch of good guys down here. My favorite thing about it is that we're all good people that I've met so far. We get along together well and we push each other. So it's been a good working environment for everyone.
And to keep with down south, when you were at the Senior Bowl, you had a nice little back and forth that was caught on film with the Miami Hurricanes mascot, and looking at him and saying, and you're just deadpan, just like straight face. You said, I know you know us. I know you didn't forget about us. Has that always been your humor, that you can look like you're ready to fight, but then you say something funny?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's just how my face is. But no, like one of my buddies was there, Xavier Restrepo from Miami. Like I'm really close with him through Tyler Van Dyke, and that's how we kind of got connected, and we've been able to stay friends since then. And like I was just talking to him before I even hopped on this call, but like I'm only talking to that mascot because Xavier's right there, just to give him a hard time.
Yeah. What does it mean to Syracuse and the future of Syracuse? And what does it say about you specifically in your defense that Cam Ward came into that game as a highly touted guy, a Heisman hopeful, talked about more than Kyle McCord, your quarterback, and that head-to-head you not only beat Miami, but it was the first time to the day, I don't know if you know this, the first time to the day that Miami had been in the Dome in 22 years. Saturday, November 30th, 2002, Saturday, November 30th, 2024. The last time they came in, they were conference foes, but it was the Big East, not the ACC. So to beat Cam Ward with all of his hype, for that to happen head-to-head, for your defense to be responsible for doing that to a Heisman hopeful candidate who is one of the final four guys in the Heisman, and to essentially, in my opinion, you knocked them out of the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
What does that do for you as a defenseman? Because I'd be talking about that in all my meetings when I'm talking to NFL teams. Like, hey, if you want to know where we stand, we knocked out a Heisman candidate and we took their team out of the college football playoff.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something I'll talk about forever. Like that's one of those lifelong memories that we created, and I'm thankful that was in our last college game and with such a great group of guys. But like, none of that happens without everyone buying in, and those guys are doing the same thing right now up in Syracuse, like Matt drills. That's when we all bought in, and you kind of just got to take a leap of faith and believe in each other, and that's when you get really close because we all depend on each other during those. So none of those wins, none of that beating Miami or getting to 10 wins and win the bowl game, that doesn't happen without that. And without having great leaders and great coaches and a great support system around the entire facility and program.
I'm going to leave you with this, Justin. What do you want, a three-part, what do you want to say to Fran Brown and the coaching staff? Secondly, what do you want to say to your teammates at Syracuse? Thirdly, what do you want to say to the fans?
Yeah, to the coaching staff, I'll forever be in debt to them. Not even just Coach Fran's staff, but Coach Babers and that first staff when I came in, and Coach White, and then Coach Rocky Long, and Coach Perkins, and Coach Monroe. I'll forever be in debt for them. I guess you can say taking me under their wing, and really teaching me how to play defense again, right? Like you kind of played in high school, but I didn't really learn the specifics of it until college and go in depth. And I'll forever be thankful to them. And then my teammates, even my freshman year, like I still talk to those guys, and I'm sure some of those guys will be at my wedding someday, whenever that is. But like I'm forever thankful for those memories. And that's stuff that like I'll tell my kids about, hopefully. And then even just the fans, like I will forever say this about the Dome. The Dome is a hard place to win at as a visitor when that place is rocking. And throughout the ups and downs, they continuously showed the support. And that's what kind of kept us going throughout the week, knowing we had a home game coming up, and that Dome was going to be packed and rocking. And whenever we're playing at home, we always got a chance to win, no matter who it is.
Well, I love that, and I can appreciate that. I do want to ask you 2 final points here on this, so forgive me for lying because I got to ask you this.
You're
The team that drafts Kyle McCord gets what?
a winner, Super Bowl winning quarterback. And he's going to be
Okay,
there.
why do you say that?
He's going to be there for a long time. I mean, maybe they'll. I mean, I have no idea where he's going to go, but like whoever gets him gets a winner and gets a leader and gets someone who's going to bring them to places that teams probably never been before.
Is this the year that we see? I mean, when we look at Elijah Clark, LaQuint Allen, look at yourself, look at Marlowe, look at Kyle McCord, Aronde Gadsden, are we going to see everybody find a home, in your opinion?
Yeah. I don't think there's a way that you can keep us out of that. And you still forgot some names, but Savion, you got Fidel, you got
Fidel, yeah.
Lewis. I don't think you can keep us off an NFL team. If you give Jackson Meeks too, you give any of those guys a chance. I mean, we see it every day in practice. There's no way that they're not gonna get their chance and run with it.
You and I will be talking hopefully a lot between now and then being the NFL draft, but I do want you to have the final word here, Justin. Looking right into the camera, NFL executives are looking at you. You're looking at them across the table. Why should you be on an NFL roster?
Yeah, you get a leader, you get a winner, you get someone who can play almost every position on the defensive side of the ball, and you get someone who's willing to put their body on the line for their teammates and for the team. You get someone who hates losing more than they love winning. And again, I don't think you could say it enough times, is that you get my 100% every day. And all you need is that one team to pick you. All 32 can't take you. Whatever team takes me, you're going to get a winner.
That comment from Justin Barron. Justin, as always, I appreciate you over the years for everything, for giving me a couple minutes here and there, and for everything here now. And, I'm grateful for it, because now you're done at Syracuse and you get to choose who you talk to. And the fact that you and I still have that bond means a lot to me and speaks a lot to the character, again, of the person that you are. And I'm always in your corner. So I wanted to say thank you.
I appreciate you and all those kind words.
Here's a message from Renee from Bryan's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York. Open Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and Sundays for brunch.
It's a lot like the way that my mom and dad ran their restaurant. We have put in place a lot of people that are family to us, very similar to how my dad hired people that were family to him. And then the tradition I'm carrying on is a lot of the items that are on our menu are my dad's. And he taught our chefs how to recreate his dishes. So I think that Tommy McNerney, who our executive chef is, to him it is an art. And I think that when he does create a dish, it's not just about making the food taste delicious, which is definitely our priority, but it's an art to him, and it's almost like his canvas on a plate where he just wants the colors to look great, and people love it because he takes pride in that. And Brian and I appreciate that. We want it to obviously look good and taste good. I will tell you, when we opened up, it was 6 weeks before COVID. And what was amazing was the community, our friends and family stepped up, and everybody did takeout. Everybody supported us. Our hearts were just so filled. So to Brian and I, obviously our friends come all the time, and we just have repeat customers in Jamesville, and I think people going to our previous restaurant in Green Lakes are making the trip to come to Brian's Landing to support us. And I mean, I think we have great food and a great atmosphere. So it's very, very important to us.
Head to Brian's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York, where memories have become recipes that are now meals to share with you. Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and on Sundays for brunch. And be sure to come out for live music Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Here is a special message from Brian Bruno, owner of Servomation Refreshments Incorporated.
I grew up in the family business, had the experience of working for a national food service company with thousands of employees, and as much as I enjoyed the experience I had, there's something about, owning my own company and being able to change the things I saw wrong with the industry firsthand, which is why I moved back to my hometown in Canastota, New York, to launch Servomation. It was back in 2007. When we first started the business in 2007, really you didn't find any machines with credit card readers. There was a lack of variety in machines. You got stuck with basically whatever the vending company wanted to sell that day. There was a lot of inefficiencies in the business, and those were all things that we saw as opportunities, both from a customer level to improve and from an operating level to be more efficient. We've really been at the forefront of introducing retail technology into our space. We were doing self-checkout back in 2009 before it really became a national phenomenon. The whole point of it isn't to just improve the customer experience. It's to make it feel more like a retail environment where people don't have to be afraid of what they're buying behind glass. They don't have to be afraid of not being able to see the ingredients of the packages. It was an easy transaction from that standpoint. If we were to reinvent something, we wanted to make sure what we were making looked and felt more like a deli and not like something that you would traditionally see in a vending machine. I was tired of hearing for years the customers say the wheel of death because the vending machine would circle around with the same tuna salad in it. What we wanted to do was it really change the perception of that food. So allowing customers to touch it, allowing customers to feel the weight of it, allow customers to see the freshness of it, and also the variety of it really helps them change the perception and ultimately the value of what we bring to them. The point of differentiation you have to make is either in value or the quality. And I think on both of those fronts, Servomation has really, in large part, changed that value system for employees. So they no longer have to worry about bringing their food from home or having to leave their desk during the day and rush out to get back in time for their break to end. We're bringing something that they can count on in their break room every day, and they know it's going to be there, they know it's going to be fresh, and they don't have to worry about it being sold out or something that they don't enjoy. We've also heavily invested in flavored water machine, so you can get a glass of water with a fresh piece of fruit in it, along with bean to cup coffee machine. So there's not a day that goes by we're not surprised when we get customers that call us and say, we didn't know you could do all this. We're really lucky to have a strong group of dedicated employees. Most of our employees have been with us since inception. They're family to us, and people like doing business with people they like and trust. And I think the same thing goes for employees. In a day and an age where there's a lot of corporations that just look at an employee as a number and don't get to know them, that's just not the way I was raised or how I like to do business. So we're a little old-fashioned. We like getting close to our employees. We like knowing how we can help them. We like knowing how we can improve their lives, adjust their schedules, whatever it may be to help improve their quality of life. And we think in the end that makes for a happier employee. We're fortunate enough to have really grown over the last several years, and from Pennsylvania to Massachusetts to Connecticut, we really do have a strong connection, even though we're not in the rooms every day with these employees. There's not one single employee that we feel like we don't know, and certainly we know they can call us at any time, and they're definitely treated as family to us. I wake up every single day really excited to surprise our customers in a good way. The one thing I can tell you is I think that every one of our employees and every one of our customers will continue to be at the forefront of every decision we make.
Find out how Servomation can help you and your business by going to servomation.com. Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there, and of course you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100, and also find them on myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Kampground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Kampground and where your dog will be staying, in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Kampground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9Kampground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and Kampground spelled with a K.com. K9Kampground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Kampground.
Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks coming to you on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, is your one-stop sports card and trading card shop. Head over to GG Cards and Breaks Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6 and on Sundays from 10 to 5 on 639 Delmar Place right off of Teal Avenue. Hockey, soccer, basketball, baseball, football, wrestling, and so much more. Garbage Pail Kids, Disney Lorcana, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, and they just brought back Panini Player of the Day for the NFL and for football cards from Panini, so you can be a part of that. Basically what that means, you go into GG Cards and Breaks, and we got a couple weeks with this that's going to be going on. You head into GG Cards and Breaks, you get any Panini NFL pack or box, and they will give you the opportunity to write your name for a giveaway. So you go ahead, it's a Panini promotion that they do. You buy any Panini NFL product and you get put on this list and an opportunity to win prizes. And I actually won last year, which was amazing and really exciting. And I still have it here in the studio to this day. And so very happy that I got to be a part of their promotion and their giveaway and got to win some really cool things from Panini. So make sure you head out to GG Cards and Breaks. Become a part of all of this. GG's is such a wonderful place. Wonderful people. I can't thank them enough. Josh, Anthony, Joel, Alex, absolutely incredible. I put Alex last today of the four names because he made $5 off of me yesterday. But, no, just kidding. But I appreciate you all so very much, and I loved it. We went out there for trade night last night. The weather wasn't the greatest. It was slippery out there. There was snow, new snow that fell, and people showed up to GG Cards and Breaks. We had a tremendous time. There were people there all the way until the end. I sold some cards. I had a great time doing it. And so head out to GG Cards and Breaks today. Trade night is every single month. And, of course, GG Cards and Breaks is open in their normal store hours, Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6 and on Sundays from 10 to 5. A bunch of restocks and new product are in of all different things, trading card games as well as sports cards. Don't miss a moment. And they have a bunch of PSA cards that came in, all graded cards in their cases, in their showcases for you to buy and bring home today. GG Cards and Breaks, from singles to packs to boxes to graded cards. They are the one-stop sports card and trading card shop. Above all things, they care. They do good things for this community, and they're just wonderful people. So make sure you go and support the good that is here in Central and Upstate New York at GG Cards and Breaks on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. With that being said, this is the card that I won last year. I won the main thing. So I got there's like 4 weekly winners, and then there's an overall winner. And so I was one of the weekly winners, and then those 4 get put into a drawing for the big giveaway. And then that person, so when I won, so as a weekly winner, I got a t-shirt, I got a couple posters, and I got some of the packs of cards that come, the promotional packs that you can't buy that come with the Panini Player of the Day. And so I got those for when I won that week. And then this is when I won the overall store prize, a James Cook autograph here. And it is numbered, if you can see it, where's the number there? It's upside down. It's number 12 out of 15. So only 15 in the world of this card, James Cook. And I love it because he's a Bill. I also love it because I covered him in college and I interviewed him when he was working in the college football playoff to win a national championship for the Georgia Bulldogs, which he did end up winning with his teammates. So really cool here. This was the main prize giveaway. So for GG Cards and Breaks, and then I got put into the national giveaway. I didn't win that one, but I had an opportunity for it. So there's a lot of really cool things that are going on at GG Cards and Breaks, one of them being the NFL Panini Player of the Day. Go into GG Cards and Breaks on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York to find out more about it. And if you buy any Panini NFL product, you get these promotional packs that you cannot buy. And so these promotional packs, they look like this, right? So it says Player of the Day. So the first time I ever got involved with this was last year, so my 2023. So this says 2024 Player of the Day, right? And they just got a couple cards in each pack. And you cannot buy these. You have to buy a Panini NFL product, and then you get this in what they're doing currently right now for the Player of the Day. This isn't going to go on all year. It only goes on for a short amount of time. And you get these really awesome opportunities to get packs of cards that you can't buy. So I'm opening these in the moment here on the show because I promised you a sports card show and tell on Monday, and we didn't get to it, and I'm not a liar. So we're going to finish off the week with it since we didn't start the week with it. Player of the Day, Anthony Richardson, and I got a Josh Jacobs on his new team of the Green Bay Packers. So that is the first pack. Here's the second pack. See what I got. Let's see who. Ooh, I got an Aiden Hutchinson. I like Aiden Hutchinson. So, and I got an insert. Let's go. I got a rookie card insert. Let's go. So I got an Aiden Hutchinson, and then I got a rookie card insert. Joe Milton III. I'm a fan of Joe Milton. I think that there's a world where he comes in, even if it's just on special packages for the Patriots, maybe for somebody else, we'll see. But that card is going to go in a sleeve and a top loader because it's a rookie card. It's Joe Milton, and you can't buy it. So great stuff. Head in. Like I said, it's going on right now. They're a few days. They're like 8 days in or something like that. Panini Player of the Day. Head into GG Cards and Breaks. Find out how you can get involved with the opportunity to win prizes. And then I'm going to be doing a box break and a pack break on the next edition of our box break / pack breaks that we do with GG Cards and Breaks. So you know I air these videos all throughout the year. If you go on youtube.com / wakeupcalldt and you look at the playlists on my YouTube channel, I have like channels within the channel, and my channel for the card breaks is there. You can click on that playlist and see all of the card breaks I've done with GG Cards and Breaks. I'm going to be opening this pack. It's a 2025 Sage. Now, Sage is an off-brand product, so they can't like use the logos and this and that, but there's the opportunity for autographs. So this is 2025 Sage. And you know what? Let's do this now. Let's open this one now. I'll save the box and I'll show you what that's going to be. But let's open some Sage. Let's rub it here. My grandmas and my grandpas, mom and dad, Lily, Mordu, Cinnamon, Shady. Well, I'll send the positive energy to this. Lily, send positive energy to this pack. So we're opening this live on the show here. Let's see who we got. Tyler Van Dyke. I like it. I interviewed Tyler when he was at Miami. There's Tyler Van Dyke. We have Tez Johnson. We have, I got another KJ. Ooh, I got an autograph. Got KJ Jefferson. I'm not going to show the autograph yet. I didn't see who it was. I actually didn't. I didn't see the name, so that's good. Ontario Brown. There you go. We have a Rashad Owens. Hayden Wolf, another quarterback here. And let's see whose auto we got. Makari Page. And I love this because instead of having it like imprinted on the card, whatever out of whatever, like 1 out of 100. He actually wrote it here. So Sage writes it number 26 out of 100. So not only did he write his autograph on this card, and this is an on-card auto, it's not a sticker auto. The difference is when they sign the card, they physically sign the card. When you get cards that have autographs on them from a sticker, they like give them sheets of stickers. They sign all the stickers, and then I guess those, so like they give them the sheets, they sign the stickers, and then the company takes the stickers and puts them on the cards. But this is an on-card auto. This is really cool. It's a refractor on-card auto, 26 out of 100 for Makari Page, a safety here, who signed it MP. Got the fireworks behind him. I'm going to hold on to that one. This one might be something someday. You never know. I got a good feeling about Makari Page. I'm going to go ahead and hold on to that beauty. So go and get your Sage packs because they're really cool. Like I said, off-brand, but the opportunity for autographs really high. Some really cool stuff. So we just did a pack break on the show, and that's our sports card show and tell from GG Cards and Breaks in a separate video on Wake Up Call on our social media, Facebook at Wake Up Call DT. And, of course, we're going to air it on youtube.com/Wake Up Call DT and on our Facebook.com, like I said, Facebook.com/Wake Up Call DT. Please make sure that you pay attention to our social media to find out when it's coming out. I have not opened any Aaron Rodgers stuff that has him as a Jet. I saw this in the stuff I was sharing of GG Cards and Breaks. And Don Russ I like. And Don Russ has the downtowns, and I got a downtown at GG Cards and Breaks. The only one I've ever gotten was in a tin, and it was a Kenny Pickett rookie card, downtown Kenny Pickett at the time. The card was worth $1,000 when I got it from GG Cards and Breaks out of the tin. So now I'm opening a Don Russ 2024 Mega Box from Panini, and it has Aaron Rodgers as a Jet here on the front of it. This will be open in a separate video, so this is a plug, a little foreshadowing of a video to come on Wake Up Call, but it all comes from GG Cards and Breaks. So go out there and see them and support them today by going to 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. Let them know the DT sent you. What did Jerry say? Does Top still pack a stick of the wooden pink gum? It took 20 minutes of chewing to solve. Jerry, I used to take the gum out, break it, and you'd see like this dust fly up in the air. I was like LeBron before LeBron. So like it was crazy, just bang. So yeah, I remember those sticks of gum, Jerry. I remember them. And so I don't think Topps does that. There's something about back in the day, the health of a child. But now it's like, hey, do what you got to do, man. But it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy that the stuff that they used to put a stick of gum. And sometimes, the stick of gum was just a stick of gum. It was in the pack. It was in the pack, in the wrapper, but sometimes it wasn't wrapped by itself. It was just there, like stuck there, just gum, just sitting in there by itself, unwrapped, not safe. The stuff they used to do when we were kids, that's why our stomachs were stronger. But it's probably why our immune system was stronger too. Maybe we need to go back to putting sticks of gum in sports card packs so we can get those immune systems back up again. But I will be opening this box in my box break with GG Cards and Breaks coming up in a video separately, so do not miss it because it's so much fun when we do these things. It's a mega box. It's 2024. I've waited very impatiently, I will admit, for 2024 product to come out. This has one autograph or memorabilia card per box on average. There's 60 cards total in this box. So I'm very excited. 6 packs, 10 cards per pack. And it says looking for Mega Box exclusives. Look for the ultra rare downtown that we have here, which I'm excited about. And yeah, so there's a lot of great stuff to come. And I can't wait to open it. That'll be in a separate video, probably presented by GG Cards and Breaks, our sports card and trading card shop of choice. Thank you so much for tuning in inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, right here where sports meets life. On youtube.com and facebook.com/Wake Up Call DT and on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. Thank you so much for tuning in Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, for being patient with us. My apologies. and for being with us past 11 as well. God bless and thank you all for giving of your time, which is something you can never get back. So I appreciate that gift. And of course, we want to make that time mean something to you. Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, YouTube, and more. All you got to do to find us on your favorite podcasting platform is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT, and you will find us. Subscribe, follow. It is free. Do not miss a show again. Big time thanks from New York to North Carolina. Down in North Kakalaki, they're getting to know what it means to have a really good sandwich with a whole lot of substance in it, right? Sandwiches that come with actual good amount of meat, good amount of veggies, good amount of everything. The half is a whole, the whole is 2 sandwiches. You get good eating when you go to Brooklyn Pickle, and Brooklyn Pickle is now down in Southern Pines on 1788 Old Morganton Road in Southern Pines, North Carolina. Go and visit them today. The Brooklyn Pickle, they are so wonderful. I absolutely have loved having their food with people that I love, breaking bread together over the years, and I'm so excited that they're down in one of my favorite states that's a home away from home, North Carolina. Go down there today, 1788 Old Morgantown Road in Southern Pines, North Carolina. Go to the Brooklyn Pickle, which is right down the road from the very well-known Pinehurst golf courses. Big time thanks to all of our partners in Central and Upstate New York. GG Cards and Brakes, Great Lakes Honda City, our exclusive studio partner, as well as Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, Servomation, Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, and of course they are the snack capital of the world. Canine Camp Dog Daycare. You can tell I'm excited about my partners because I'm like, hey, and this and this and that. Mother's Cupboard, Avicoli's, Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, Chick-fil-A Cicero, Pizza Man, Brian's Landing that brought back their lobster roll just for the next couple days. Oh my goodness, get out there today. Friday and Saturday, get the lobster roll before it's gone. It'll hopefully be back when the weather breaks, but they brought it back for the last couple days, and you can get the lobster roll, which I love and my mom loves. It's the first thing that I ever tried on the menu at Brian's Landing when we signed our partnership. We did a little taste test because I can't send you somewhere that I don't support and I don't like myself. So I was like, all right, well, if you're going to work with us, you got to know what our food's about. And so the first thing that I ever tried at Brian's Landing on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York, is the lobster roll, and it is fantastic. And it's there today, and it's there tomorrow, Friday, February 21st, Saturday, February 22nd. Get your tails over there and save me some lobster over at Brian's Landing. The Lemoyne College Dolphins are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Find your Lemoyne College Dolphins Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Time in what I like to call Dolphin Time. You will find your Dolphins, student athletes, coaches, administration, future Dolphins, and alumni here with me in content you won't find anywhere else, and definitely not to the extent in which we serve the community of the greater Finn family. You will find all of our work with the Lemoyne College Dolphins by going to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and find our Lemoyne Dolphins playlist. You'll also find the Dolphins by going to wakeupcalldt.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to LemoyneDolphins.com, and you already know, but I'm going to tell you anyways. Fins up. The Bryan and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Find your Bobcats every single month in what we call the Bobcat Buzz. And you will find the Bobcat Buzz with us here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration, including alumni like Johnny Zamore. His special that aired yesterday is available to you as its own individual special, airing now on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt and on facebook.com/wakeupcalldt. So go and share it, watch it, and enjoy it today. The story of Johnny Zamore and having an opportunity from Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse in the USCAA small colleges to work out professionally and be in a friendly match this past weekend. That's right. Somebody from Bryan and Stratton College in Syracuse, New York, had the opportunity to work out and have a friendly match and be on the field for 20 minutes with a professional franchise of the USL Championship League with the Indy 11. You don't want to miss a second of that beautiful story that's just getting started by the grace of God with Johnny Zamore. So go and check that out and so much more by going to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell. Find our BSC Syracuse playlist. The Bobcats are also on wakeupcalldt.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com and go Bobcats. The Binghamton University Bearcats are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Find your Bearcats every Tuesday in what we like to call Bearcat Time, and you can bear down with the Bearcats by hanging out with us Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time with student athletes, coaches, and administration telling their wonderful stories, including the head coach and former student athlete of Binghamton Bearcats men's lacrosse, Kevin McEwen, who joined me this week to honor the life of his teammate and always brother in the family of the Binghamton Bearcats men's lacrosse team, that being John J.R. Goddett, who passed away in the fire on Wednesday, February 12th, that happened down in Binghamton. May he rest in peace. May his wife be well. May his 3 children be well. May everyone be well. And may they all be safe and sound and together, even through death, because in dying, Jesus, you destroyed our death, and in rising, you restored our life. Thank you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. We appreciate everything that Kevin shared about JR. Also, big thanks to Jenna Chan, who joined us, a hurdler of the women's track and field team that's been breaking records, school records, and then breaking her own record, and then being named for the 4th time, being honored as the Female Athlete of the Week inside of the America East. Great things happening with Jenna Chan, and much appreciation for her telling her story here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. You could find all of that and more by going to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and find our Binghamton playlist. You'll also find the Bearcats by going to wakeupcalldt.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to binghamtonbearcats.com and go Bearcats. And with that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, you heard that. All I ask is that you, what should we say? I mean, that was something that played here on my phone. All I ask is that you be nice to each other, be kind to each other, be compassionate, be present, be courteous, and be yourself. So with that being said, inside of MonPazPopcorn.com's What's Poppin'. Thanks to Carvel DeWitt for the annoying moment of the week. Thanks to Chick-fil-A Cicero for lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver, with today's topic being what is your song? So think about that song that just makes you feel like you. Top that helps you reset. Top Dog of the Week, honoring Lorraine Perry and Lena, now taking over at Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. And a big time shout out and thanks to Justin Barron, as well as his agency, for him making some time for me, as he always has throughout the years, and telling his story as he gets set for the 2025 NFL Draft. The defensive back, linebacker, and special teams player that would be an asset to any one of the 32 NFL teams out there. And like he said, all 32 can't draft you. Just one has to take a chance on you, and I hope that they do. So make sure you get out there today and support Justin Barron. Go check out his stuff, see what he's all about. To all those NFL teams out there, I've covered the NFL for many, many years now, for my entire career pretty much, and definitely do not overlook a guy like Justin Barron. I think you'd be sorry if you do so. So shout out to Justin, and God bless to you as always. My special with Justin is going to air as its own individual special. So it was within today's episode of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. It's going to air as its own separate spotlight special on YouTube and Facebook.com, both Wake Up Call DT at noon Eastern time today. So look out for that again in case you missed a second or you just want to be able to share it and watch it. Again, the special with Justin Barron will air separately as its own spotlight broadcast at noon Eastern time today. For now, Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, X at Call DT, Instagram at wakeupcall_DT. Thank you to all my guests this week, all the wonderful people that made this week even more special. Thank you to you. You are those people that I'm thanking as well for making this week extra special. God bless. No stress. Do your best. Be kind to each other. You can get through anything. If you're having a bad day, know I'm praying for you and I'm sending you my love. There's nothing that you can't achieve. With God, miracles happen every day. And I pray that you have everything that you need in your life, everything that you could possibly want, that they line up, parallel each other, and that you follow God and put His will over your want and trust that He knows better than you do. Be safe, be good, be guided by God, be guarded by God, and always be yourself. From the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, this is Wake Up Call. I never know how to say goodbye, so as you know, I always say, see you.